Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, over 500,000 coconut trees nationwide are now infested by Cocolisap, a damaging pest that threatens farmer livelihood and the country's coconut output. Now, to give us an update on the situation and how the government is responding, we're joined via Zoom by PCA Deputy Administrator for Operations, Mr. Roel Rosales. Magandang umaga po. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day.
Sir Roel, this is the second time that the Philippines, in recent memory at the very least, has been infested by this particular pest. The last outbreak happening in 2014. Can we take a look at the status of the current infestation and how it compares to what we had back in 2014?
Thank you for allowing us to be able to explain. The current infestation affects about 516,000 trees spread in several regions compared to the infestation in 2014, which is actually a sequential year from 2011 to 2014. It affected about 2,400,000 trees. The infestation was concentrated in the Calabar zone and parts of Basilan in 2014. So in terms of comparison, this one is 516,000 compared to 2.14 million trees. But that is not to diminish the effect of the present infestation because it is spread in many regional offices.
Sir, there are about 345 million coconut trees, at least based on some of the numbers that was given by the PCA in a past interview or a past press conference. When we take a look at the fact that 500 or so thousand infected coconut trees right now, napakaliit po yung percentage in comparison. But then how can this actually impact yung production po natin? And is it something we should be worried about spreading even more?
This is something that we should be very worried about because the infestation is affecting several areas, though not as widespread, but with negligence and probably the lack of action from the part of government working also with local government as well as the coconut farmers. This can be a formula for greater problems or infestation. So we are very concerned and we are addressing this problem very seriously because the effect can spread given the right environmental concerns.
Sir Roel, you did mention that if there is inaction, if there is negligence, then it could become a worse problem. Ano po yung mga measures ng PCA when it comes to stopping the spread?
We are making interventions in terms of being able to address specifically the tree. The tree that are infested will manifest some symptoms, yellowing, browning of the tree. So what we do at the first instance is to remove the affected leaves by way of pruning. And for this purpose, we sought the help of the locals, those affected farmer. We employ them in some way so that they can actually do the leaf pruning. We pay them on a per tree basis. So once the leaves are brought down from the trees, you need to put the leaves or the fronds upside, yes, so that the sun will be able to diminish further the life of the CSI, the coconut scale insect, because the CSI are located, are preying at the underside of the leaf. So you need to, you have to bring it upside so that the sun can actually further diminish the population. So mere pruning can already diminish the population. And after which, we intervene by way of introducing mga biological agents. These are insects that preys on the CSI. And then we have a relatively very good success, particularly in the use of an insect we call Compariella. This is a locally located insect in Calauan, Laguna. and this has been used extensively in other areas to be able to control the pest infestation. So once the trees will manifest uh, uh, recovery, we will still intervene by way of fertilization. We are using salt as our fertilizer
Mm-hmm.
because with salt, we will be able to put back the productivity of the coconut trees, make it more resistant to pests and diseases. So, and after which, to those affected farmers who lost their trees, there is also a mechanism wherein they can ask for compensation from insurance, crop insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all the mechanisms that are provided for. So there's also a continuing research and development studies so that we can really understand this infestation better. Coming from the infestation of 2014, we have noted some difference in the way the pest has really affected the trees
Yeah.
compared to before. Mm.
I just want to go and dive deeper into that because some people might not understand what Cocolisap will actually do to the trees once affected. Can you give us one of the reasons why this is a problematic pest?
It is a problematic pest because it sucks the leaves, which is the source of the life of the coconut.
Mm-hmm.
So yung pag sinipsip nung cocolisap yung trees, yung leaves, the leaves will eventually dried out, and that will affect the photosynthetic activity of the tree, and eventually it will affect the productivity, and in the worst case, the tree can possibly die.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some of the measures that you mentioned po. Let's start off with yung predator insects because using insects to fight other insects, siguro from a consumer standpoint, they would be wary about it considering the amount of insects actually part of the process. Are there any considerations when it comes to the safety or maybe the ecological balance in certain areas if this type of predator insect is used perhaps too much?
The use of insect that we are actually using Compariella, we're using Compariella.
Mhm.
This sprays specifically on CSI. So, ang kakainin lang talaga nito ay yung CSI. So, where the tree is infested, we introduce the Compariella, and that will help lick down the problem, and hoping that a certain stability in the balance of nature will occur. And from there, we will have to undergo the other intervention.
Mhm.
Specific po yung Compariella and all the other insect prey that we have located, so that this will not really create an imbalance of nature further.
Mhm. Let's talk about a new threat that you are monitoring, if I'm not mistaken here, the coconut spike moth. This is a different type of pest. Can you tell us a bit more about this threat and, of course, how serious it is if it is something that has started to spread?
Yes, the spike moth used to be an inconsequential insect within the coconut ecosystem. But of late, sometime March, we've seen that it seems to have increased in terms of population in the Calabar Zone area, particularly in Quezon. This is a pest that can actually affect the productivity of the tree because it preys on the young sprouting leaf, and then it also affects the inflorescence or the flower. So once infested or affected by the moth, the trees will tend to not develop nuts. There will be what we consider as nut abortion. Hindi matutuloy yung uh, pag-develop ng nut because the insect, specifically the larvae, will prey on the flowers.
Mhm.
So this is a serious concern that we are looking into. That's why we are working closely with the local government units, with the Department of Science and Technology, including the University of the Philippines, so that we can better understand the mechanics on how to be able to suppress the further spread of this insect. Already, it's affecting about 20,000 trees. Again, you would look at it as a minimal number, but again, this is a serious concern considering the threat of many insect that is coming in into the coconut ecosystem right now.
You've mentioned already two particular pests that could be a bit of a concern for yung coconut ecosystem po natin. Another question that we have to ask is that is this in any way related to the changing climate that we do have? We have been affected by climate change in many different ways, especially in the agricultural sector. Is the increase of certain pests, do you feel part of this climate change that we're experiencing?
Yes, sir. We noted that insect do increase in terms of its population during the onslaught of the El Nino and drought episodes. There is a proportionate increase in the number of infestation during the dry season. And notably, once the rainy season will start to set in, a reduction of the population will come in. That's why, and despite that, we are still wary that not looking at that exactly alone, we still need to control the pest infestation in many areas, particularly in the Zamboanga area, because as noted, medyo iba yung init dyan eh. In fact, the CSI has persisted in that area for quite some time, despite the many interventions that PCA has conducted in the past. And actually, this is a recurrence of a previous infestation sometime in 2018 and 2019. Again, due to the prolonged drought during that time.
He is the Philippine Coconut Authority Deputy Administrator, Mr. Roel Rosales. Thank you so much for the updates and the insights as well. Hopefully, we get to talk to you again soon. Maraming salamat
Yes.
po. Have a great morning.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to explain Cocolisap. Thank you.